In this video, we'll balance the net ionic equation for CaI2 plus K2S. This is calcium iodide and potassium sulfide. The first thing we need to do with net ionic equations, we need to balance the molecular equation. This is our molecular equation. I can see that I have 2 iodine atoms, 2 potassium atoms, and then only 1 of each here. So if I just put a 2 right here, that'll balance the equation. So we've balanced the molecular equation. Now we can write the states for all the substances. So atoms with the iodine here, in general, very soluble if you know your solubility rules. Potassium compounds, very soluble as well, aqueous, dissolve, split apart into their ions. Then sulfides in general are insoluble. The potassium sulfide and sodium sulfide, those are exceptions, but in general, sulfides insoluble, won't dissolve in water. Calcium sulfide is insoluble. It won't dissolve in water. So when these react, it'll form this solid that'll fall to the bottom of the test tube. That'll be a precipitate. So we write S solid for the calcium sulfide, and we have a potassium compound here, very soluble, AQ. So we have the states. Now we can split the strong electrolytes into ions. So calcium is in group 2 on the periodic table. Let's put a 2 plus up there. Then the iodide ion, that's 1 minus. So we could say we have Ca2 plus the calcium ion. I'll write the states later. Let's not do that now. Plus 2 of those iodide ions. Then potassium group 1, that's 1 plus, sulfide ion 2 minus. So 2 potassium ions and the sulfide ion. So these are the reactants in our net ionic equation. For the products, we don't split solids apart in net ionic equations. So that'll just be CaS plus we have 2 potassium ions again and 2 of the iodide ions, that I minus, just like the reactants. So this is the complete ionic equation for CaI2 plus K2S. Now we can cross out spectator ions. They're on both sides. So in the reactants, I can see 2 iodide ions right here, and again in the products. These are spectator ions. We can cross those out. Reactants, we have these 2 potassium ions. Again, we have them in the products, spectator ions. Cross them out. What's left, that's the net ionic equation for CaI2 plus K2S. Let me clean this up, write the states. We'll have our net ionic equation. So this is the balanced net ionic equation for calcium iodide plus potassium sulfide. If you look, you can see the charge is conserved. We have a 2 plus, 2 minus. That adds up to 0. Net charge of 0 here. This is neutral. Net charge of 0. The atoms, they're balanced as well. This is Dr. B, and thanks for watching.